Hey powerful creators, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Janita Harris, and today I'm going to give you some really great tips on how you can manage your fear of putting yourself out there. Before I go any further, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when I do a new upload. Alright, so putting yourself out there is not easy. It can be quite difficult, and for a number of reasons, including fear of rejection, fear of disapproval, fear of criticism, and the list goes on. However, usually fear of putting yourself out there is not going to result in your immediate danger, the danger of others, a loss of your job, or losing someone close to you. Fear usually is an internal conversation that we have with ourselves of stories of what's going to happen if we even take the risk when it comes to accomplishing our dreams and goals. I've actually learned that fear just means false evidence appearing real. However, that false evidence sometimes is a roadblock in which it prevents us and keeps us inactive when it comes to reaching our goals and dreams. For example, imagine you were afraid of filling up your gas tank. If you were afraid of filling up your gas tank, you could never drive your car to go to your destination. It just wouldn't happen. So, let's fill up our gas tanks, get in the driver's seat, and head towards our dreams and goals with these 6 tips on how to manage our fears and overcome them. Tip 1, accept it. Tip 1, accept it. Fear is actually hardwired into our brain and has evolved throughout time. There are actually highly specific brain circuits for fear. Fear is normal and it's human. Fear is also a biochemical and emotional response to a threat that might not even be real. So really the threat could be your dreams and goals, and that the threat is you're not going to accomplish it. So your brain is going to create a biochemical reaction as well as an emotional response to protect you from even putting yourself out there, so then you don't have to have that feeling of rejection, right? And harm and the harmful effects of what rejection is going to feel like for you. Fear is also physical and physiological. So fear could be, you can experience your fear physically by having a headache, having a stomach ache. Psychologically, you can experience this feeling out of control, feeling overwhelmed. And if you can accept that fear is normal, then you can get into the next phase, which is tip 2. Proactively respond to your fear. One way that I proactively respond to my fear is by listening to meditation music on specific frequencies, actually. Researcher Bruce Tainio discovered that the human body resonates at a healthy state between 62 to 70 megahertz. Dr. Wesley Muhammad, who I do my TV show with, Doing the Math with Dr. Wesley, also discusses in his research on the weaponization of hip-hop the ways in which frequencies can cause people to be more hyper-aggressive, hypersexual, and all sorts of stuff. The weaponization of hip-hop is its own entire series. I highly recommend that you look up Dr. Wesley's research specifically on that. But also he discusses the ways in which, for instance, the government could release like sound waves into certain communities and the human ear wouldn't pick it up, right? But at a certain frequency, an animal, a dog would hear it. However, people are going to respond a certain type of way, so you can mind control communities based off of frequencies. So I like to listen to frequencies that will help to rise my vibration. So I like to listen to 741 hertz as well as 432 hertz. And what I notice is that when I listen to those particular frequencies, or really just meditation music, but specifically those with a high frequency level, I actually do feel more calm. I'm more excited. Like I can actually alter my state of mind and lower physically my biochemistry in a sense, right? So if I'm feeling very fearful, I might feel more hot, but if I listen to meditation music, I can actually physically feel my body calming down and cooling off. So that's one way that I proactively respond to my fear. It doesn't have to be your way, but you want to find something that's going to help you to proactively respond in a way that you can regulate your body and your emotions, so then you could go and put yourself out there. Tip 3. Employ a growth mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck has a really great book called Mindset. And in mindset, she talks about two: a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And in a fixed mindset, you believe that your abilities and your capabilities are what they are. They're limited. You can't really change that. In a growth mindset, you see that your capabilities and your abilities are things that can be improved upon. In a fixed mindset, when you put yourself out there and you fail at it, right, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to do that. That was so stupid. I can't believe I did that. Under a fixed mindset, because a lot of the times your self-worth is going to be tied to putting yourself out there in whatever way that you're going to do under that fixed mindset. In a growth mindset, if you put yourself out there and you fail, in a growth mindset, you're going to tell yourself, wow, I took a risk and it didn't work out well. I learned something new. Now I'm going to probably try it again, and I'm going to implement what I've learned from that, because the act of putting yourself out there and it not going out how you wanted it to didn't define you, so you're way more likely to try it again. So if you can employ a growth mindset when it comes to accomplishing your dreams and your goals, it's going to help you get back up. All right, tip number 4, start small. And by start small, what I mean is this. Let's say you are afraid of public speaking, which many Americans actually are afraid of public speaking. So if you're afraid to speak in front of large groups of crowd, then I highly recommend just start saying hi, right? Maybe you need to just say hi to 5 people, and then you build upon that. So now you said hi into a group of 5 people. Now maybe you do it into a group of 10 people. And what you're going to find out is that you are totally capable of saying hi, and that you're totally capable of saying hi to a group of 5 people. Then you've extended it to 10 people, then 20 people, then 100, then 100,000, and I mean the list goes on. But to start small really is to build that muscle. So let's say you were a bodybuilder but you never lifted a weight in your life. You're probably not going to be able to lift 500 off bat. You're probably going to have to start small and build that muscle up. So starting small is a really great way of gradually building the muscle to continue to put yourself out there, as well as reaching your goals. In the comments below, feel free to let me know what are some examples where you actually had to start small because your goal was so big and you were so afraid of actually trying to go for the larger part of it that you broke it down. All right, tip 5, release expectations. Release expectations. I know that sounds crazy, right? Because, I mean, when you put yourself out there, the goal is to accomplish the goal, right? Accomplish your dreams. But what I found is that sometimes you have to release expectations. So for a great example is I have re-recorded this video multiple times, and I have been very hesitant and fearful to even release it on YouTube. And now I'm just like, I've worked on it. I've done what I can do at this level. I'm going to put it out there and release it. Another great example of that is when you think of the law of attraction, right? Under the law of attraction, it talks about that whatever your goal is, you actually have to release the attachment. So if you are really clinging to the expectation of accomplishing your goal, you can actually hinder accomplishing your goal. And sometimes that sounds very hard to understand, but I kind of get it in the sense that when you really, really want something, sometimes you have to open yourself up to allowing it to come. So you've already done the work of putting yourself out there. Now release the expectation that you're going to get positive feedback, that you're going to get negative feedback, or that people are going to be neutral. Release all of it. That way you're able to keep going and keep doing it without being tied down to if it went well, if it didn't go well, and what people are saying about it. It's harder said than done, but I definitely think that you can do it because I know you can't. All right, so tip 6, repeat. Repeat all of it. Do it again. Keep putting yourself out there, right? Keep doing it. Accept that you're going to be fearful. Proactively respond to your fear. Employ a growth mindset. Start small. Because remember, every time you start small, you're building up. So you're not always going to stay at a smaller level. Release attachment to what it is that you're trying to accomplish, and repeat it. Repeat it. And over time, you will hopefully accomplish your goal. And if you don't accomplish your goal, what you might find in the process of that is that maybe that's not what you really wanted to do. Or maybe your goal is even bigger than what you thought that it is that you wanted to even accomplish. But ultimately, this is your life, right? And during quarantine, it's a really great time because a lot of people are fearful. I know I've been fearful about what's going to happen in the world. And this is the time to be proactive and make things happen. No one is going to do it for you. And if someone is going to do it for you, they're probably going to set the standard for yourself a lot lower than what you're going to set for yourself. So this is your life. You are a powerful creator. Go out there, put yourself out there, and accomplish your goals. And I promise you, on the other side of your fear is accomplishing your wildest dreams. Alright, powerful creators, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below how you are going to go out there and accomplish your goals. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel.